Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Star Talk. I'm Sharon, the Vice Chair Lady of Wiley Goodlight and a solicitor practicing in Hong Kong. We are very happy today. Coleman is here with us again.
Hi, I'm Coleman. Glad to be on this week's Star Talk.
Coleman, are you going back to UK to continue your studies soon?
Yes, that's right. So I'm trying to make the most out of my time in Hong Kong and go to as many Cha Chan Teng as possible.
I can totally understand you. Many of my local friends also complained about the food when they travel to UK.
That's right. While more and more restaurants in London are serving Hong Kong food, they are much more expensive than in Hong Kong. You're talking about around £9 for a bowl of sauté beef noodles.
Wow, that's almost triple the price in Hong Kong. When it comes to value for money, I guess there is no better option than the popular two-dish rice in Hong Kong. And I bet you don't have that in London.
Now that you mention it, I realized I've never come across this kind of restaurants in London. Though I noticed lots of them in Hong Kong, and now even in CBD areas such as Central and Admiralty. Why do you think two-dish rice is gaining popularity in Hong Kong?
As you know, with the global inflation, living costs are rising significantly. Two-dish rice is an economic choice for many employees who are looking to save money. Even if it may be a little bit more expensive in the CBD areas compared to other districts, you're still only paying around 60 Hong Kong dollars per meal, and you can save a lot compared to eating out, which can easily cost at least 100 to 200 Hong Kong dollars.
Yes, and I think the choices you can get with two-dish rice are actually pretty decent. You can often choose from a variety of options, which will include vegetables, meat, fish, and even seafood.
Yes, right.
Though the dishes are still quite oily and heavily seasoned, at least you can get a good balance in terms of nutrition.
Yes, apart from the good values that two-dish rice provides, it is also the most time-saving choice for employees who are rushing through work during lunchtime. It doesn't really matter what you're eating if there is a deadline coming up in the afternoon.
Given the huge demand driven by these reasons, no wonder why there are so many restaurants in Hong Kong now serving two-dish rice.
While it may be for restaurant owners to follow suit and capitalize on the trend, it is important to understand that opening a restaurant is not as easy as one would think.
Really? I know that you need to apply for a general restaurant license from the Food and Environmental Hygiene Department. Are there any requirements for applying for this license?
In applying for the license, there are requirements as to the general cleanliness of the restaurants and the fire safety of the premises and etc. It is important to note that these duties do not fade away just because a license is obtained, and they must be fulfilled at all times as long as the restaurant is operating.
That's understandable, as maintaining a clean kitchen is important for food safety. Are there any examples of the duties that restaurants should keep?
Oh, there is a typical one, and the cleanliness of eating utensils is a common concern among customers when they are eating out, and many do not have sufficient confidence that the utensils had been properly cleaned before they are used again. In fact, the law recognizes these, and the Food Business Regulation expressly requires used eating utensils to be washed and sterilized before reuse.
That's interesting. While I know that applying for a general restaurant license is needed for a restaurant, I sometimes come across the phrase offensive trade license. Is it needed for restaurants as well?
Yeah, the need to obtain offensive trade license arises from some old government leases containing the offensive trade clause, which prohibits the landowners and the tenants from doing certain trades. In that case, the landowners will need to apply for an offensive trade license from the Lands Department if they wish to carry out those trades. And the prescribed trades include sugar baker, ointment, butcher, victualler, and tavern keeper. And therefore, opening a restaurant or a pub may fall under these categories and will therefore require an offensive trade license if the government leases so provide. Well, but after decades, the government starts to appreciate that it is a very dated restrictions, and such restrictions has recently been sort of relaxed.
Oh, I understand now. Thank you, Sharon, for your insightful sharing.
You're welcome, and thank you for joining Star Talk this week.